This is Johnny. Johnny wants to invite his international friends to be part of the leadership team of his predominantly Christian student community. He knows that Alberto is a believer who attends the weekly meetings, so he asks him to consider serving as a leader. Alberto is involved for a little while in leadership, but ultimately ends up stepping down. When asked why, he said he needs to work on his studies and doesn't feel comfortable in the group. Johnny feels discouraged. He sincerely feels called to reach the nations and wants to see them be a part of the group, but it seems like international students don't want to be involved. What is going on? Oftentimes, the attempts we make to cross cultures seem as though they are yielding little progress. Sometimes, people from other countries don't fit into our structures easily, which can lead us to believe they aren't interested. However, if we listen to the Holy Spirit and our international friends, we'll see how international students are capable people, full of gifts that God desires to use to influence our communities, but that the communities might not make room for.
Well, I came here a year and a half ago, and I found this group through another Singaporean. I'm from Singapore, and there was a Singaporean woman who was already in this group. So I went for the furniture giveaway, and we had dinner together with all of them who were helping after that, and it was really nice to know them. And I was already a Christian, so it was only natural that I was attracted to such a group of Christians that were fellowshipping together.
If many international students struggle with the absence of family when they move, we need to answer an important question if we hope to reach them. Are we a group of Christians who meet together as an organization, or a fellowship that meets as family? In our opening story, it is likely that Alberto felt like he was part of an organization rather than a family. To ask a person to sacrifice time and energy for a group where they don't feel a sense of belonging is rarely fruitful. Considering Alberto's experience as an international student, what do you think would have helped him to feel a sense of belonging in the group? Stop the video and take a moment to write down some ideas of how a Christian group can build a sense of community or family. Jesus understood the need to build relationship with his disciples very well. He often spent whole days together to be with them, not just to do ministry. In Mark 3:14, he called his disciples first to be with him, and then lists other things he would have them do with him: healing, casting out demons, preaching. In other words, they are a family on a mission with Jesus. If we want to make our international students feel like they belong, and for them to take ownership of the community, we should do what Jesus did. Eat with them, go places together, share generously, and tell others about the kingdom. The disciples seem to replicate this in Acts 2:42. International students can experience their Christian group as a new family and become actively involved in the group as they live out its mission.
It's amazing that I could come to a country so far away and meet people from different parts of the world, which I would normally not even say hello if I pass them on the street. But because of this group, we get to know them and know their spiritual journeys and hear about their struggles and the stories of faith, and know that God works the same way in everybody's life, and encourage one another and get support through my own tough time.
What can we do to create an attractive community and invite our international friends to have an active role in it? Build family. Invite your friend to teach you to cook. Pray for each other's needs and serve each other by doing things like going on grocery runs, sharing holidays together. And seek to understand your friend's perspective. Ask about movies, music, their family. Seeking the good of your friend and their community is foundational for building a good community together. Be vulnerable, but don't force vulnerability. International students naturally feel vulnerable by coming to a new country, so they may try to minimize taking additional risks in their life and relationships. Share openly about your life and wait for them to be ready to share vulnerably with you. Encourage them to take risks, but avoid forcing them into vulnerable places. Ask their opinion about group vision. If you are designing a special small group for international students, invite your friends' input in designing the structure. Where do they think you should meet? What should you talk about? Should there be food? Show your friend respect by asking and listening to what they think. If you take time to build a sense of family and understanding, this will seem natural. Building an international missional community that involves international leadership requires patience, vulnerability, and prayer. Seeking to invite international students into leadership without first building a sense of family will most likely fail. Remember your calling to live incarnationally and to seek understanding during the moments of cross-cultural tension. As you walk with your international friends in their faith journey, your commitment to the relationship and prayer will continually point them back to God. As they become followers of Jesus sent out from campus, many others will be brought into God's global family on mission.